Hi everyone, thank you for joining our session today. We are going to be talking about exam preparation and study planning. Exams, tests, and quizzes can be rather stressful, but with a little planning and applying some good habits, you can go into them feeling confident and less overwhelmed. Today, we will be going over 5 different sections. We are going to start off with going over some study strategies, figuring out how to plan a study session for yourself or for a group, going over test taking strategies, some tips on managing test anxiety, and our final conclusions. Before you start studying, it is important to know when and where your exams will be taking place. Most of the time, your classes will be taken during the same day, time, and location of your in-person class, and these key dates will be on your syllabus. Some classes that are online will have dates and times the assignment will be open for you by your professor on the Canvas or My Math Lab platforms. If you choose to use your accommodations, your tests and exams will be on the same day and time as the exam, unless otherwise stated due to scheduling conflicts, and they are also in the ARC Center in Sheffield Hall. Now, referencing the final exam season, you can go into your MyCharger website and then search for the academic schedule and the final exam schedule. You can do this by going to the Policies banner and then clicking Academic Calendar. Once you click that, it will redirect you to the academic calendar and course schedules. If you scroll down, if you're an undergrad, you can click on this, the final exam schedule. And if you're a graduate student, you could click it right here, final exam schedule, and that will pull up all the dates and times that the course is offered and then the corresponding final exam date and time. Then if you also want to scroll all the way down, you can see the academic calendar. This time we are on the fall semester, so you can click the full semester calendar and it will pull up all the dates that are important for the student to know, such as start dates, registration, holidays, add drop period. So for the month of October, we are approaching the course withdrawal deadline, which is Friday, October 31st. We are currently in fall break. And then November has our Thanksgiving break, and December has our end terms and final exams. So scrolling back up, we'll go through what the final exam schedule looks like for the undergrad students. This will redirect you to the final exam schedule. As you can see here, the full semester courses are scheduled for Thursday, December 11th to Wednesday, December 17th. And you can click this. So then you would go ahead and look for what days and times your class is offered. For example, if your class meets Monday and Wednesday at 10:10, 10:35, or 11 o'clock, your exam is on Tuesday, December 16th from 8 to 10. And then you can scroll down. Here's another example. Only meets on Monday at 8 a.m. Your exam's on Friday, December 12th, 8 to 10. And then you could just keep going down and scrolling down and figuring out what classes and dates your final exam is. Thank you, and we're going to go over the rest of the PowerPoint. Transitioning into study strategies, it is important to remember about quality, not quantity. It might be tempting to read all the chapters in the textbook and highlight everything, but this will waste valuable time. Focusing on what your professors emphasized in class and or going over what was covered in the homework assignments and review sheets will be more useful for the exam. You can also utilize your teaching assistants or TAs and ask them what materials would be important to go over in preparation for the exam. How often you study can also be beneficial for retaining and mastering the material, especially when it comes down to classes that require you to memorize formulas. The more time you use them and practice them, it becomes a lot easier. Studying a little throughout the semester also helps a lot more than cramming the week before or day before the exam. Lastly, if you are struggling with certain concepts, make sure to use your resources. Attend office hours, reach out to the Accessibility Resources Center or Tutoring and Academic Support Center to schedule a tutoring session, and or start building study groups with your classmates. The sooner you start building these habits, the less overwhelming some exams will be. Now, how can you go about planning a study session? Having a plan helps to keep you focused, productive, and accountable. Before you start, begin by setting small goals. For example, a small goal could be review 2 chapters or practice 10 problems. These goals are less daunting, and since they do not take that much time, they can be squeezed into your schedule without having to schedule a full day to study. Including small breaks between your study days and sessions can also help avoid burnout. Even a quick 5-minute walk or a snack away from your desk can help you reset. The goal is to study with intention instead of just going through the motions and avoiding brain fog. Moving on to some test-taking tips for exam day. On exam day, you want to set yourself up for success. Figure out all the details about the exam as soon as you can. Knowing where you're going, at what time, and if any resources are allowed will limit your stress on the day of the exam. Arriving at your class early can also give you time to breathe and organize your workspace. Most importantly, get enough sleep and water beforehand so you can think clearly. Once you get the test, go ahead and read the directions carefully and take your time. Don't just jump in on the first question because you may need to fill out a Scantron, or there are some special instructions about how they want you to answer certain questions. Also, rushing through the exam can increase your chances of making a mistake. Slow down and trust yourself. If you find yourself stuck, move on that question and come back later. This helps to build your momentum and maintain your confidence. Mark the questions you're unsure of so you know you can go back to them. What I find most helpful, especially if you have any mnemonics you have memorized, is to do a quick brain dump at the start. Write down any formulas or key concepts on a separate sheet of paper or on the top of the exam while they are still fresh in your mind. And remember to breathe. Small pauses can help clear your head and keep you focused. Expect to experience memory blocks, but don't let them hold you back. Use positive self-talk and go on to the next question. Let's shift to something a lot of students experience: test anxiety. Let's start off by explaining what test anxiety is. So, a little bit of stress during a test is normal and can actually help sharpen your focus and keep your energy up when going through the problems. But when that stress becomes overwhelming and feels big, it can affect your ability to concentrate or think clearly. That anxiety can act as a brain block, and your body goes into survival mode, typically focusing on that over anything else. If this happens, it is important to reflect on your current study habits and consider adjusting your approach to limit the heightened stress level. Remember, ARC can help with strategies for managing anxiety, connecting with campus resources, and providing testing accommodations if you need them. What are some tips that can help you manage your anxiety? If you're feeling anxious, try to consciously relax. This means taking slow breaths, unclenching your jaw, and relaxing your shoulders, arms, neck, etc. Try to center yourself and relax your mind. Another great tip is to use positive self-talk. When you start to catch yourself starting a negative inner dialogue when taking the exam, replace the dialogue with, "I've studied for this. I know this material. I could handle it. I can do this. No matter what, I am smart. This test does not define who I am or how intelligent I am." There's a lot more different terms you can say, but these are some examples. Most importantly, be confident in the effort you have put in and all the hard work you've done to prepare for your exam. You're more ready than you think you are. To wrap things up, I want to go over a few key points. Start studying for exams early and often. It will help you retain information and lower your stress levels before the day of your exam. Also, focus on studying the right material, not just a lot of material. Remember, quality over quantity. Your time is precious. Finally, before the exam, make sure you had plenty of sleep, food, and water. Then, at the time of the exam, don't forget to take deep breaths, trust your preparation, and be confident in your hard work. Rest assured. Now, thank you all for listening, and please reach out to the following resources on campus if you need extra help. This can be about certain subject concepts, managing anxiety, or helping with time management and organization. The Accessibility Resources Center, or ARC, email is arc@newhaven.edu, and our phone number is 203-932-7332. The Tutoring and Academic Support Center, or TASC, email is task@newhaven.edu, and the phone number is 203-932-7215. There are also many other university support programs that can help you study more effectively or help manage stress. Best of luck and have an amazing semester.